First Holmes was born, then he got fat, bald, and tired. Sup, Holmes?
I like it when I love a franchise, and before it gets too old or samey, they try something new. I have a couple examples, and I know this is going to be controversial, but I happen to like Metroid Prime quite a bit.
The first one.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to completely hate it because they went first person. I was so angry when they announced it was going to be first person, but in the end, I thought it was a very good Metroid game. Now, I still prefer the 2D side-scrolling Metroid, but I definitely also enjoy this other flavor. Also, Dirge of Cerberus. I loved Dirge of Cerberus, but Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy, it was not. And so, if they make a good game, then it's going to be good. But if they botch it, then it's going to be extra bad. It's going to be rehashed.
It's going to be just use. It's going to be like botulism?
The rebotulism.
The rebotulism.
You used the old, unbiased, non-fanboy logic against me. The old, if it's a good game, it's good.
Yes.
And if it's a bad game, almost every video game discussion boils down to that. So, touche. However, do I have the right? Do I have am I right in saying that if they call it a Metal Gear game, it should be like a Metal Gear game? It should have that core Metal Gear
You are a bad
thinking.
man. You're a bad man.
Because Metroid Prime, though it was first person, it was still very much about platforming. It was about being in an environment that you didn't necessarily have to fight the enemies in. It was like kind of like National Geographic is to aliens. That's what I loved about the first Metroid. There's little guys crawling around. You don't have to shoot them. You can just avoid them. Or you can just look at them. Or you can kill them. Metroid Prime did the same thing. Really put you in a place that felt like a true natural environment and let you explore it with platforming and with shooting. And that's why that game worked. Whereas Revengeance, I didn't see any sneaking. That's kind of the core of Metal Gear. It's sneaking.
What if this is a story that doesn't really involve sneaking? I mean, there's plenty of stuff in the Metal Gear world that happens that isn't done by Solid Snake. And I'm sure some of it does not involve sneaking. So what if this is a side of that world you haven't seen before?
Okay.
It happens to be a side where it's about cutting people's heads and bodies off.
Well, also, this is my opinion. I don't think a franchise should be bound by the mechanic necessarily. Like someone that has, for our franchise, for instance, again, you can make a good game with different mechanics in the same story.
Right.
So that's my feeling. I do agree. The game's gonna suck.
I think so too.
It's gonna be a piece of shit.
I think the game is gonna be a poop.
I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, it could.
You
it
caught
could possibly.
him. You caught Jonathan Holmes. Because he just praised us for doing different things the whole series.
Well, that's why I brought you guys on the show, because you are the only developers that I can think of. Maybe there's some I don't know, who managed to defy keeping the same mechanic in every series. And Bit.Trip Core really threw people off. I played that with Anthony Birch for review for Destructoid in 2009 already. And at first we were both like, what the hell is this? We wanted more Bit.Trip beat. But it only took maybe 10 minutes to get adjusted and to fall in love with it. And that's still one of my favorite Bit.Trip games, if not my favorite. So you are the guys who are supposed to tell me how you can switch up your mechanic and yet keep the spirit alive. Please, tell me. Just tell me. How do you do it?
I think just don't make a shitty game and don't compromise the franchise.
There's no secret here.
If you're
a fucking game.
Yeah, if you're true to the franchise and the characters and the world and the series as a whole, and you don't botch the game, then you win, man.
This is a good one from Bob the Cat Lol. And this tied into something I think about all the time anyway.
I love Bob.
But it's a nice excuse to bring it up. Bob the Cat Lol asks, if Capcom approached you and gave you a stack of cash and said, here, fix the Mega Man series, would you want to do that? And if so, what kind of game would you want to make? If you had to, just pretend I'm Capcom right now and saying, you've got 5 seconds to sell me on your Mega Man game pitch. Go!
Mega Man, the Revengeance.
2.
Oh, good one. Good one, Mike.
Got to throw in the sequel.
I don't know.
I wouldn't want him.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I'd hand their cash back.
Me too.
Really?
Or
Now, how come?
I mean, I love Mega Man, but sometimes a series needs to just end.
Those games are hard anyway.
Whoa. Did you just say you think the Mega Man series should end?
Yep.
Wow. That's something that...
I think the Resident Evil series should end. And there were some others, too. Silent Hill should end.
Star Wars
should end. I think there is a tendency in our culture to continue to do something in a series until that series sucks, and then end it. So why beat the series to death so that everyone is sick of it by the end, and then end it? Why not end it when everyone still loves it?
It's British television versus American.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's The Office versus The Office.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I learned it from watching you. But you did that with the Bit.Trip series, and then you were willing to evolve it a little bit and change it quite a bit visually. I would say it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, we are totally not living up to what we just preached.
You are and you aren't, though. I mean, Hey?
We're going to runner it into the ground, is what he said.
Oh, you... Your jokes.